Hey guys, Brittany here, and I'm doing a book recommendation video, which is something I think years ago I said I was going to try to do, is do book recommendation videos, and I just never did, but yeah, I'm finally doing one, and this one I have a book and an author to recommend. So first let's talk about the book. So it is called Counterfeit by Elaine Marie Alphen. I genuinely do not remember how I got into this book or the first time I read it, but it's been a book that has stayed with me for years. I've read it 3 times now, and each time I read it, I'm just transfixed with how good it is. Now, I'll admit, it's kind of like, I'd say age-wise, I'd say this is probably maybe 5th grade, maybe middle school age for readers, but basically, it's like got dark content. But what I mean is, like, the plot is kind of predictable. Like, if you're someone like my age, 27, and you read this and you're like, yeah, I know how this book's gonna end. But if you're someone around that age range, I think this will be a really solid book for you. But it is got a lot of dark subject matter. It is about a boy named Cameron whose father is a serial killer, and he believes that he will go to jail because of his father's crimes, so he pretends to be one of his father's victims so that he can go off and live with his family, which, Counterfeit Son, get the title. But yeah, it's a solid book. It's a really great mystery. It's very suspenseful, and I would highly recommend it. And also, it's a very short book, as you can see. It's only, I believe, 180? Yeah, it's only 180 pages. It is not that long. It's a very quick read. And if you've not read it, I think, like I said, that's about the age range, but I think even as an adult you could read this and still enjoy it. So yeah, I highly recommend Counterfeit Son. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to recommend an author, and that author is a poetry author by the name of Amanda Lovelace, and as you can see, I have 4 of her collections. We have The Princess Saves Herself in this one, The Witch Doesn't Burn in this one, The Mermaid's Voice Returns in this one, and then To Make Monsters Out of Girls. And to be honest, I have only read these 3 collections. I have not yet read To Make Monsters Out of Girls yet, but it's a different, it's part of a different series from these ones. These ones all are part of a series. Now, like, the poems don't connect, but these are all part of a specific series, whereas Monsters is part of a different poetry collection series. Now, I will admit that Amanda Lovelace's poetry is not for everyone, and her poetry is very dark. She gives a trigger warning at the beginning of each of her books because she does tackle some dark content and a lot of kind of difficult material, but her work is very it's very feminist, it's very girl power. It is also about, you know, the strength of being a woman and being a survivor, and just how women go through a lot of shit, basically. I will admit that The Witch Doesn't Burn in this one is probably my favorite of this collection series. The Mermaid's Voice Returns in this one is probably my least favorite, but that doesn't mean it's not as good as the previous ones. But yes, if you're not a big fan of poetry, I think Amanda Lovelace is someone you can get into. Another person I'd recommend is Rupi Kaur, and I've done a review of Milk and Honey on my channel, which you can find in my reviews. But I just think Amanda Lovelace's work, especially if you're someone who really loves, like, female empowered storytelling, I think Amanda Lovelace's work is totally for you. And like I said, I have not yet read this one, but as soon as I do, I will totally do a review on it and tell you what I think of it compared to this series. So yeah, that's my recommendations. I highly recommend Amanda Lovelace's work, and I think y'all should check out Counterfeit Son if you haven't. So yeah, that was it. I'm hoping to make more recommendation videos with more books. The more books I read, the more recommendation videos I'm hoping to make. We'll see. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Until next time. Bye, guys.